Hi guys, this is Ratchet, and we are playing Criminal Case, City of Romans, Case 8, Dressed to be Killed. Let's unlock Act 3 and our chief thinks that something's going on with JP. Katrina, I need your help. I think my dad's in trouble. What kind of trouble? Well, I couldn't find him anywhere around the station, and on my maps app, the last location ping was a bar in Pigalle called Paradis Spiritu. You know how he can overindulge sometimes, Katerina? You even saved him that time he got drunk and fell into the river. He promised to stop drinking, but I'm afraid he started again. I need you to come with me because he won't listen to me. Katrina and I are happy to go to the bar with you, Gautier. Alright, JP, you need to stop this. I can't believe you were an original member of the Petit Edouard drag troupe. Yes, my name was Elke von Schlepp, and I wore the highest heels of any of us. Oh. Hello, Corporal Katrina. Katrina, it's good to see you. I was getting a drink, and Celeste here offered to help me relive my days as a drag performer. Dad, you were a drag performer? You say that like it's bizarre or shameful. Drag is a reimagining of self that profoundly deepens our perspective on identity. Amen to that. You might want to try it sometime. Could be fun. I have all the perspective I need on my own identity, Dad. Thanks. I'll leave you to it. Celeste, my son is one of the most strong-headed people I've ever known. Second only to his mother. Well, I better call it a night. Thank you for helping me relive old glory days. My pleasure, Elke von Schlepp. Corporal Katrina, tell Gautier I'm happy to open his eyes if he ever comes around. He's got incredible cheekbones. Ciao. Well, that wasn't the discovery Gautier was expecting. Jean-Philippe has led such an interesting life. And that's why I like him. Katrina, while we are here, we should take another look around for clues. Let's get to it. Damn it, I love JP even more now. My day just got better. Katrina, this is the victim's phone. Let's unlock it and see if it holds any info for our case. This could be a clue. It's a DVD copy of the movie Zizi Danse le Metro based on a comic book our killer loves. It looks like this movie was rented from Voya, where the victim worked. Restoring the text on the rental card could reveal who rented it. And we should put these broken pieces back together. There could be another clue. Oh, and I didn't cover the picture. It's somebody smoking cocaine. Okay. Just numbers. What? Katrina, the rental card of the Zizi Danse le Metro DVD case is a list of codes. Let's see if anyone can find out who rented this movie. Yeah, why write it in numbers? Okay, let's unlock the phone. Text message. Katrina, the Witted phone has text with her boss, Fabrice. She said, "You work too hard, Fabrice." And he responded, "If I'm hard, it's because of you." Was there something sexual between Fabrice and the victim? Let's ask Fabrice about this. Okay. Let's restore this. And something written in French, and Remy's name is on it. Katrina, this is a drink tray from the bar. There's powdery residue and a straw. Looks like the tray was used to snort a drug of some kind. Well, cocaine is the one you snort. And there's a message that says, "Remy, do what I say or you'll regret it." Signed, JC. JC has to be the victim, Justine Collier. She must have been the one using drugs. Why do you think she threatened Remy like that? We should see what he can tell us about this. Okay. Okay, let's go talk to Fabrice. Monsieur Dufour, were you and Justine ever intimate? What? I don't get involved with my employees. I'm a professional. Well, some texts we found between you and Justine imply otherwise. Okay, I'll admit there was interest, but she came on to me first. The interest was mutual. And I swear, we never acted on it. I'm serious when I say I'm a professional. My profession is selling titillation. I got nothing against flirtation. I hope that professionalism means you're against murder too, or we'll be coming to see you again real soon. He said nothing, so he's not going to be the killer, but I think he's somehow involved in animal smuggling. He looks like a guy who can be a smuggler. Monsieur Roy, can you explain Justine's angry message and drug residue on the service tray? I knew that would come back to bite me. That drug residue was Justine's, says. I had nothing to do with it. But she kept nagging me to give her ketamine because it's the latest party drug craze. As you saw when I used ketamine to stake a pussy earlier, it's strictly for my animals. I refuse to sell any to Justine. But Justine wouldn't let up and she threatened to report that I was dealing it on the street. She said my only way out was to give her ketamine. None of this looks good for you in her murder investigation. I didn't kill her. I tried to appease her with some of my ammo poppers, but she stormed off. So I passed the poppers on to Emily and Celeste. And I didn't see Justine again after that. If you're lying, the murder sentence will be much worse than a drug charge. No, it's not going to be. Oh. It could be one of you two. What are these codes? Katarina, this movie isn't as a metro brings back memories. A friend of mine in high school had a copy of the comic book, and I was always afraid to look at it. Oh, I get it. Afraid? Why? Because it's poor. I thought looking at it would mean I was a bad person. Okay. Emil, looking at the comic book doesn't hurt anyone, and it doesn't make you a bad person. What's important is how you treat people. You're right, of course. So when you brought in the movie, I was too curious. I watched a bit of it, and it's pretty good. We're glad to hear this breakthrough. Speaking of breakthroughs, did you figure out who rented it? Yes, the last person to check out the DVD was Didier Saucy. Oh. The greengrocer? But he made it sound like he was just as scared of this sexy stuff as you were. Katarina, let's get an explanation from Didier. You said you're not into sex, but seems like you are. You I can say it like that. Let's go talk to him. Monsieur Saucy, you said you'd never been inside Voyo, but you rented this movie from there. What? How did you find that? We're homicide detectives, Monsieur Saucy. Why'd you lie about having gone to Voyo? I went to see Justine. I was desperately in love with her. Why didn't you tell us this before? Because she never even knew I existed. I went over there once to try to talk to her. I bought a lubricant, the comic, some poppers, and I rented the ZZ DVD just to have an excuse to be there. Justine was dancing at the peep show. I tried to get her attention, but she couldn't see me through the glass. I was so embarrassed. That was the first and last time I went there, and now I'll never have the chance to tell her how I felt. Oh, but it could be you, man. Katarina, the trajectory of this case has taken some dangerous curves. We now know the victim's boss hid their flirtatious relationship in the name of professionalism. And the victim tried to blackmail Remy Roy into giving her some of his animal tranquilizer drugs. We also found out that the greengrocer isn't as innocent as he first claimed. Apparently he was head over heels in love with the victim. We'll need more information before we can pin a suspect. I agree, we should search again on the street by the victim's peep show. Let's go. Guys, if you can hear something in the background, that's the rain outside. Just saying, it's not birds now. Okay, I'm trying to think about who'd want to dress our victim to be just like in the comic. And now I'm thinking about that greengrocer, since he was so into her, and I don't know, I somehow suspect it's him. Katarina, this is a copy of the comic book our killer is obsessed with. They went so far as to dress the victim like the main character. The cover is torn from this copy, and it matches the cover we found with the body. I'll bet examining this black stuff on the book will tell us something about the killer. And the killer could have stashed something in this shrub when making their getaway. Let's see if we can find anything in it. Katarina, Akira is on the loose in Pigalle, and we are hot on their trail. That's right. Alright, let's look through the pot. We still haven't found the murder weapon. Seems like we're not going to find a murder weapon since we already assumed she was strangled. What is this you find in the shrub, Katarina? A bottle of amyl nitrite? Poppers. Our characters stay from this to calm down after the murder. Let's have Enzo examine this bottle. Or maybe the killer just used their bare hands to strangle her. Alright, let's collect this powder from the comic. Right next to each other. Sorry, that's quite loud outside, even I can hear it through headphones. Great, Katarina. Now we'll get this sample of the black stuff from the comic book to the lab for examination. Okay. Let's check out the Popper's bottle first. Enzo, can you confirm that this is the killer's bottle of amyl nitrite? Oui, definitivement. There was a smudge of lubricant on the bottle, which proves it was your killer, says. Fantastic. And were there any identifying traces? Fingerprints? No fingerprints, malharassment, but I did get a trace of sweat, probably from their nose when they sniffed from the bottle, and the sweat contained DNA. From those traces of DNA, I learned that your killer has green eyes. Katarina, we're one step close to catching this green-eyed monster. That's right. Now this black bits. Katarina, I've been trying to concoct just the right cocktail based on what I know about Karis's taste. And I know she's a very sweet person, open and vibrant. Maybe with notes of strawberry. Strawberry? That could be good, but you might want to elaborate on that. Maybe some Curaçao? Whatever. But what can you tell us about those black bits Katarina collected from the Curious comic book? At first I thought they were pieces of leather, but when I looked closer at them, I realized they were actually artificial leather. So I can tell you that your killer wears artificial leather. Artificial leather, eh? Well, Katarina, our killer can run, but it can't hide. I get it, hide. Katarina, the streets of Pigalle are about to get a little safer. Let's go arrest Justine Collier's killer. Yes. That's a real skin. I'm just gonna check to make sure this is a zebra. But I was right in thinking that it's Didier. Wow, is it? Yes, ha! Not a mistake. Didier Saucy, you're under arrest for the murder of Justine Collier. What? Murder? Que idée? Where did you get that crazy idea? What a deviant do you think I am? A deviant dressing her like in a comic. Well, we know you lied to us about going to Voya, and we know you were in love with Justine. Exactamente. Why would I murder a woman I love? You said yourself, she didn't pay attention to you. But if she ignored you, we have to ask. Did you get her to dress like the character from that sexy comic book? Or did you change her clothes after you killed her? You take that back. This Does a Better is not just a sexy comic book. It's a classic, c'est son chef d'oeuvre. And Justine was a perfect likeness to Desiree. She wore the clothes willingly after she made me agree to pay her 1,000 euros. Oh. You agreed to pay her 1,000 euros for that? Of course I did, but I'm no fool. I was able to convince her to let me pay her after she put the clothes on. She put on everything but the headband. But that's the most important part. She knew that would make me angry. She wanted to make me angry. And then what did you do, Didier? She stood there, taunting me. I sniffed the bottle of poppers I bought in Voya to help me calm down. But it didn't make me calm. It made me more angry and more determined to see her wear that headband. So I grabbed her by the neck to hold her still. My grip was so tight, she didn't even fight back. Of course, that isn't what I wanted. I never meant to kill her. Well, you did kill her, Monsieur Saucy, and now you'll be tried for murder. You're under arrest. Wow, all that over a comic. Monsieur Saucy, you are charged with manslaughter in the murder by strangulation of Justine Collier. How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor, but I didn't mean it. I only wanted to see her live. Putting your hands around someone's neck is a strange way of letting them live. No, I mean Desiree from Zizi dans le Metro. She will live through Justine. Didier Saucy, for the murder of Justine Collier, you are sentenced to 20 years in prison with mandatory psychological counseling. Yeah, you need that too. 20 years is a very long time, but I'll have my dreams of Desiree to calm my mind. Damn it. Katrina, in most of our murder investigations, we know the perpetrator will probably be unstable and dangerous in some way. But Didier Saucy's obsession with a comic book character and his subsequent murder of Justine Collier is on a whole other level of instability. And he was probably the most unassuming of the suspects, the greengrocer. As we say in French, l'habit ne fait pas le moine, or the habit doesn't make the monk. Yes, in English the expression is, don't judge a book by its cover. Pigalle is a neighborhood full of surprises. And speaking of, we came here to get to the bottom of an animal smuggling ring. Yes, this case stopped us in our tracks, but now we got to get back to work. Yes. Alright, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna continue playing in Walk on the Wild Side number 3. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like to this video, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!